G'day, welcome to the ring with Arena Australis. My name is Fish on a Heater, and next to me, I got it right this time, is Dr. Trotter. How's your week been, Trotter?
Yeah, Fish, it's been great. I've actually been cleaning up on the shinies. We hit a couple of grass boys, the Oddish and the Bellsprout, and just tonight while I was driving around, I pulled over and there was a Steelix nest, Onyx nest, and sure enough, we got a shiny Onyx. So I wish it was a Steelix nest, right? That'd be
Yeah,
so
that would
much
be
better for
insane.
the dust. But yeah, we got the shiny Onyx, reasonable CPs for PvP. It'll be about top 500. So I'm excited to have him there, and maybe that golden boy will come out
That's a
one
good
day.
looking shiny.
Yeah,
Golden
it would be
steel
a good
snake.
shiny, especially in this cup we're going to talk to you about today. But before we get to the cup, Fish, tell us about the ring. What's going on this week?
Okay, so if you are joining us for the first time, the ring is a weekly format where we get a carryover champion from the previous week. They will face up against a brand new challenger, and they will pick the meta, the rules of the battle that they're playing. So they will play in a best of five. The person who wins the most out of five will progress as the champion to the next week. And Dr. Trotter, what meta are we fighting with this week?
Yeah, so this week our carryover champ is our good buddy NotRandyN3man or Nike64. I never know which one to call him. And he
I
has
go Randy.
selected. You go Randy?
Yeah.
Okay. He has selected the first meta for season 2. That's our good old buddy, the Sinister Cup. So obviously that's where the Steelix thing came in. He was a very prominent Pokemon back then.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he might have been overtaken by another steel type as sort of that dominant steel in this cupfish.
I know the one you're talking about.
It's our old buddy, the Trappy Fish,
Yeah.
the Galarian Stunfish. So he seems to be really dominant. I know I'm running him GBLs. You've been running him a lot
Same
as
here.
well. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm seeing a lot too. I'm running pretty much a Stunfisk and a Stunfisk counter and something else. That's basically how my team works at the
Has that
moment.
been working for you?
We did yesterday, not so good today.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's always the way.
That's right. That's the point. So anyway, just to recap, Sinister Cup is Ghost Steel, Psychic, and Fighting Pokemon. Bans, no Mythicals, no Skarmory, no Hypno, and nothing with a Dark typing. So no dual Dark types at all. Back in Sinister Cup, I remember Ghost was a really, really prominent typing in this cup. Obviously being super effective against your Psychic and your Fighters. But I think with a couple of new Pokemon and just some changes, we might not actually see as heavy of an influence of those Ghost types
Yeah,
in
totally agree.
how I. Yeah. There's just those a lot of steel heavy hitters, which is going to bring those fighters in a lot more, right?
Yeah, so kind of a bit of a merry-go-round of types, basically.
Yeah, I mean
This
it's
this
exactly like
increases, so
GBL.
that increases this.
Everyone was running something that beat Azu, Registeel, and Altaria, and now it's all about the Galarian Stunfisk and dealing
Yeah.
with that. So that merry-go-round's changing, and yeah, it's a really interesting format. Obviously, still in the Great League, I should say that.
Yeah.
We haven't had anyone pull out the old cup, but in Ultra League, which would be a bit odd.
Yeah, I mean, the closest we've had is previous week we had the Stasis meta, which was a point build system for Ultra League created by Go Stadium. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing outside of Great League we've had.
But yeah, I mean, if you take out the champ, guys, and or girls, sorry, and you're watching this, you can pick the meta. It doesn't need to be a meta that exists. You can create whatever you want, right? The world is your oyster when you're the champion, and you can take it wherever you want it to go.
All right, let's check out our team. So there it is. Our challenger tonight is HawkAussie, who is ranked just above 4,000th in the world. That's pretty close to my ranking, actually. Yeah, so he is an ace taking on another race in NotRandyN3man, and you can see first thing that stands out on those teams, the G-Fist.
Oh yeah. There's three. There's three that are on both teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're all
Yep.
matched. But outside of that, the biggest thing to me is HawkAussie has that Cresselia.
Right. So
And
what's the Cresselia going to bring to this lineup against NotRandyN3man?
well, it depends, right? If it's running Future Sight or the Grass Knot. And I'd be very surprised if it wasn't running Grass Knot, just to put a lot of pressure on that Galarian Stunfisk. It's going to be nice as well because we've got a Poliwrath there too. So that's really going to help if it's got that Grass Knot. And that, I'd suspect that. I really would from HawkAussie. I think that's where he'd be going. But yeah, interesting. They
Well, I'm not
both
sure
have
actually. So to interrupt, you'd have to number one be certain that your opponent is also going to bring a Galarian Stunfisk. Number two, there's not many waters around in this meta to utilize Grass Knot on the most, and Future Sight's going to work a lot better in a ghost heavy meta.
Very true. But I think you're going to have those other counters for those ghost Pokemon. And you're going to lose to those ghost Pokemon anyway, right? Like, they're going to shred through a Cresselia with it, especially if you had... I mean, there's no Haunter in this one, but I would love using my Haunter to really rip into things.
Actually, the power of Future Sight, I once saw, it was famous arena player Arrow in America. I once saw a video from him where he took out, this was during Sinister Cup, he took out a Steelix with a Future Sight Cresselia.
Wow, there you go.
That's the power of that thing.
That's a big hit, especially if that Steelix had a crunch. You'd really be expecting that to go in that Steelix's favor, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I know, right?
It's very interesting. But what I'm seeing here is there's almost going to be a trio, right? You've got that Alolan and Medicham and Galarian Stunfisk. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a match where both players bought those three Pokemon and it was just like another little merry-go-round hopping around. And then from there, they might look at changing things up.
That's a very interesting observation. I'm liking that. Are there any weaknesses, do you think, in either team?
Weaknesses. The only real weakness that is, I mean, if you get that Empoleon, if that gets stuck against the Medicham, that's going to be good night, Irene. Everything else has a little bit of flexibility with things. So I really think there's lots of opportunities for really interesting and complex interplay. I want to know if that Shadow Mawile has Bite or Fire Fang. Because that's going to be a very different. If it's Bite, then that Alolan is probably in trouble. If it's Fire Fang, it doesn't really threaten as much except for that trappy fish. So it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry?
And it's our first Shadow Pokemon used in a Ring episode.
Yeah, interesting. So Randy bringing a bit of spice with the Shadow.
Yeah,
and
totally.
Look, I even don't mind that Driftbloom there from NotRandyN3man. That Icy Wind debuff could actually come fairly heavily into play. So it just depends on how that all balances out and rolls out.
Alright.
Could be a really close match.
Yeah, we got NotRandyN3man going for his second win in a row against Challenger HawkAussie. Let's check out battle number one. Here we go. We got a Stunfisk versus the Empoleon. So obviously the Waterfall is going to be super effective against the Stunfisk. The Rock Slide is going to be resisted by the Empoleon. So the Stunfisk has to land one of those super effective Earthquakes if it's going to do much harm at all. But the Mudshot does actually get a little bit of the job done. It's going for a bait, which we will see if Empoleon shields. It doesn't. It lets it through. Very good call.
All over this.
And now the Medicham comes out. HawkAussie a bit slow to react there, but now the Alolan Raichu is out. Now, there's not much that Medicham could throw that would really harm the Raichu here, so definitely a good lead by HawkAussie. HawkAussie now throwing a Psychic of his own. This is going to do a bit more damage to the Medicham than it did to the Raichu. A lot more damage. And
yeah,
the Medicham
really,
goes down.
really good call there. You knowing he can't double shield, right? He can't go down 2 shields to none. It's going to be a big call. Now, is this grass not going to get off? Has he overfarmed? And it is. That's massive. So he has to use this shield here. I mean, unless he thinks he doesn't have grass and not shielded. Oh my goodness. Oh, not
Almost
Randy
takes
Newman
it
is going
out.
to be very upset with that, but he's farmed up a ton of energy. What's coming in now?
Oh, gets the earthquake off. This is going to burn a shield. Unfortunately, HawkAussie couldn't just farm it down with one waterfall. That would have been very handy. But now he has a full hydro cannon saved up, which is wasting no time in firing onto the Marowak. Marowak does use the shield. Can the Marowak farm down the Empoleon before it gets to another hydro cannon? It's looking good for NotRandyN3man right now. I think he's going to make it. He makes it.
Yeah, that's big, but there is a shield left there, and that Trappy Fish comes out. He's going for the bait. He's going for the bait, although Shadow Ball won't KO or even come
No.
close to KOing this guy, and he's happy to let it go and just see how soon he can get to. Oh, he's got Muddy Water.
Muddy Water.
What? Wow, HawkAussie really anticipating the Alola Marowak there.
Great
I actually think he probably would have been better off just going for a rock though, right? It's gonna be super effective.
Probably. That's gonna do a lot more damage there.
Oh, and a no shield, just like going full Ramberto here, and just gonna farm him down with fast moves.
Wow, what a ball!
Oh wow! So definitely some really gutsy no shields on HawkAussie's part, correctly calling things.
Yeah.
And really, that's what won him the game, right? If he not wasting those shields when it wasn't needed. So really well done from HawkAussie.
Totally. Had a good understanding of how tanky Galarian Stunfisk was. Knew that even at the slightly diminished HP, he could still tank a Shadow Ball on top of that. So no need to shield there. So really good decision making.
Yeah, I still don't agree with that Muddy Water. I think get rid of it. Have Earthquake there.
Okay, so
there's
why...
a bit of...
Oh, that, you know why? That's probably... Do you know how that affects the mirror match? Maybe Muddy Water is meant to be for the mirror match.
It could be. I know an Earthquake comes close to KOing. It does about 70-75% HP against the Galarian Stunfisk.
Well, before we
I'm
get
not
into
sure
match
exactly.
2, that's the wrong screen. There we go. Let's test out the Stunfisks against each other. We got the Galarian Stunfisk with the more orthodox moveset. And...
I am very much an orthodox batter in cricket, so I really like to see those orthodox movesets personally.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many Muddy Waters around, but let's see how it does.
Maybe, is it debuff dependent, or...?
Could be. If we go down here,
no,
this is the one on the left is the Earthquake variety. So it's winning or tying in everything but the 0-2 shields.
Now that's also, though, assuming you're getting those baits, right?
Yes. If we turn off baiting as well. Turn it off here and here.
If you shield an Earthquake, it probably puts you in a much more positive position.
Yep. So the Galarian Stunfisk with the Muddy Water is now winning the 0-1, 0-2, and the 1-2 shields.
Yeah, but Earthquake's still doing better.
Definitely the better move there. Alright, so...
These are two Pokemon that are exactly the same, so if those Earthquakes were there, it'd be 500 in the 0, 500 in the 1, and 500 in the 2. They're equal matchups. So just CMP dependent as to who would win. But also bait dependent.
Yeah,
so...
yeah. Alright, let's get into battle number 2. HawkAussie is up 1-0 against the champion. Here we go, and we have the same lead again.
He has nailed it, and straight out of there into the Medicham.
Yeah, go straight into the Medicham, and now HawkAussie coming out with the Marowak. Now those Psychics are the Psychic is the only move Medicham can have that will do a decent chunk of damage to the Marowak, and HawkAussie lets it go, expecting the shield bait, or just maybe thinking I can tank this. I don't need to spend a shield. Now HawkAussie going for his own bait. Is Randy going to fall for it? No, neither player falling for the baits.
So good count there from Randy, because HawkAussie was actually one fast move under the Shadow Ball there. So maybe got a
Good
little bit
spot.
nervous and threw it a bit earlier, hoping he could get away with it. And NotRandyN3man just all over that like flies on a poop. So, all right, this Bone Club's going to KO. I can't see a shield being wasted here.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's going to bring something out. This Empoleon. Oh, no, Empoleon's on the other side. So we've got
Yeah.
Drifloon with those hexes, I'm assuming. No, the flappy, trappy fish coming out to try and build up a ton of energy. I'm assuming maybe a Rock Slide will come out pretty quick. I don't think it wants to take too many Fire Spins or Bone Clubs, right? That's going to really chunk into his health. And I think he's about to realize that now, NotRandyN3man, that not the heaviest counter here. May have wished he brought out that Drift Bloom, even though Hex isn't a big hitting move, and committing hard to the farm, and
Gets
then
the
switching
farm
it
down
out.
with the Drift Blim as well. So that's a handy bit of energy with Hex generating a lot of it as well. But now this Galarian Stunfisk is going to provide a lot of trouble for the Drift Blim. This is, those Rock Slides doing super effective damage. The Icy Wind only
There's
doing
no Rock Slide
neutral.
fish. Look, he actually has Earthquake Muddy Water.
Oh, snap. That is a big, big deal. So now, this
Yeah.
Drifloon becomes a big not really a hard counter, but it's not troubled by the Stunfisk anymore.
Yeah, not at all. But it's going to be interesting. Is he going to reveal that Earthquake and Muddy Water is the move set? I think he's now realized, HawkAussie has realized, oh dear. No, he is. He's going for the Earthquake. He is going for the Earthquake. Is NotRandyN3man prepared to just eat an Earthquake, which he should be, and he does. That's good. That's the information he needed. Look how little damage that Earthquake's
Why would you
done.
throw an Earthquake there if you're HawkAussie?
I don't know. Maybe you're just like, oh, I think it's going to do a bit. I know it's resisted by the flying type, but it'll. No. It's all right. This is a game that's here, and here comes the Shadow Ball. No shields are left. NotRandyN3man
This
is
is
going to
gonna
be taking
hurt.
this
Bam.
one. Game over. And oh no,
That Muddy Water
This-
ain't gonna do much.
you got to bench that Trappy Fish from now on, right? It's not there. It's not good for HawkAussie. Oh wow, it's an interesting. Do you think HawkAussie's run out of TMs or something?
I actually wondered that exact same thing just a few seconds ago, but then I'm like, well, if he just accidentally brought the wrong move, then why did he bring it in match 2 as well?
Yeah, very true. Maybe really. I don't know. We're gonna have to look at that. Is it better against our Marowak? Yeah. So literally, that
1H.
moveset lost. That moveset probably lost HawkAussie that match. If he had Rock Slide, he destroys, and I mean destroys that Drift Bloom.
HawkAussie, I'm assuming you're going to be watching this when it goes up. Let us know in the comments what the thought process was behind Muddy Water. I would love for us to get to a stage with this show that we can like interview players post battles and stuff, but we're not at that stage yet, so we're just going to rely on you commenting underneath.
No, we need to incorporate that.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. Right. Let's go to battle number 3.
Straight into battle number 3, and we've got Medicham, Shadow Mawile. Now, what has it got?
What's it got?
We didn't see it. We didn't see it.
Alright, so switches into the Drift Blim, and the counter switch is the Cresselia, and it's only got one move!
HawkAussie, what are you doing?
It's only got Grass Knot! HawkAussie! My man!
No shield on the Shadow Ball. Wow.
Electing to sack that.
Wow. You need that move blast. You need the move blast, but he gets
the shield on NotRandyN3man.
This is crazy.
Epic scenes. And I think Randy's probably going to think, oh, yeah, I mean, I got baited there, so not going to know that a Grass Knot is its only move.
Yeah, exactly. And happy to let that Cresselia go now. Oh, wow. Oh, he didn't throw the Grass Knot. He could have thrown another one. What are we getting at the Marowak? Now there's a massive energy advantage here on not really Newman's side. But this icy wind is going to do no damage. Oh, but he gets the shield. Oh man,
Wow.
both players I think showing a bit of nerves here and getting a little bit anxious as to. Oh, and it's a bite.
We
And it's
got
a
bite.
bite. Look,
Bite.
that is. I'm destroying Marowak. Like, get him out of there. He's done. Medicham he's gonna be taking neutral damage from these bites as well, but he's got a lot of energy there stored up, right, Fish?
Yeah, that's right. So unfortunately, HawkAussie can't farm it down. It would be real handy if he could. Now, what is he going to bring out? Obviously, the Drift Limb. Definitely not going to bring out the Galarian Stunfisk against the counter user in Medicham. This Ice Punch is going to hurt, so definitely seeing the shield from Randy, and he's going to be looking to keep this thing going as long as possible, because now we've found out how important Drift Limb is to NotRandyN3man's team. So now no shields left. Randy looking to catch the charge move, and he does. Randy catches the Ice Punch.
That is a catch and a half. Like, I don't know if it was 100% necessary, to be honest, but it's definitely beneficial, right?
I think it was
on the rock slide.
Beneficial.
No, he got the Bone Club. Bone Club's fine. That's not going to do too
Bone
much.
Club's not going to KO.
So he can just go to the rock slide, take it out. Oh, he's getting a little bit extra energy. Don't get too overzealous here. Loses the CMP tie. It's not going to KO him, but two more fire spins
but it'll take him low.
If NotRandyNthman lags here, he's going down.
Both players with no shields left, which is a big factor here, because as soon as the Drift Limb gets to a Shadow Ball, it's going to take out whatever else is left in there.
Oh, a second Rock Slide. That will put him within like a sliver of health. I don't know if it actually quite KO the medic yet.
Yeah, sliver.
It does.
You called it. And
oh no, you're right. It's sliver.
Not taking any chances as well.
One hex.
Yeah, just brought out the hex.
Wow, that was really close. That was a really nice switch to try and resurrect that game. But yeah, just not quite enough, right? Like, it's those big plays. Oh, that single move, Cresselia.
That's great. I'm gonna be real interested to see if we see that in Battle 4 or 5, because obviously the Stunfisk had the moves that we didn't expect, and he did bring that back, which indicates to me that it was intentional. Wait to see if the same thing can be said of the Cresselia as well.
Yeah, so I mean, this means that HawkAussie's best counters against the other Stunfisk is just that Medicham and that Empoleon. And that Empoleon's probably the best counter against the Marowak. So I'm predicting we'll see Empoleon, Medicham sort of core to HawkAussie's team. Now, one thing to remember is this is like a one-off battle. So some of these guys may have been like, look, I'm not really willing to invest as heavily as I might have been if you're going to do like 10, 20, 30 battles for the month in these Pokemon. I'd be the same. I'll probably be looking at going elsewhere for my picks. Instead of having something that doesn't have double moves, I'm just doing something else that can fulfill a similar role and work my way around the team like that.
Yeah, that's a totally fair comment.
But I mean, that Shadow Mawile...
investing in a Cresselia, it's got use.
It's true. But I mean, I see NotRandyNthman bringing that Shadow Mawile to just destroy Raichu, Cresselia, and Marowak. And pairing that up with something that's going to take out either the Galarian Stunfisk and the Medicham. So maybe a Drifloon and a Medicham, or a Drifloon and a Marowak. I'm not sure. But we haven't seen that Poliwrath yet from NotRandyNthman, so I think he's quite happy to keep that Poliwrath benched.
Yeah, it's obviously going to be great against the Stunfisk, but other than that, it's going to struggle against all the others, I think.
Yeah, and he's got the Medicham and the Alolan, which can do okay against the Stunfisk. Obviously, Medicham's a pretty hard counter, so
especially
they fill a similar role, but Medicham does better against other stuff. So why risk it?
All right. Let's move on to match number 4. NotRandyNthman is up 2-1, and he is on match point. Let's see if he can bring it home. And we've got a Medicham mirror match. Who's gonna blink first? We do have two different movesets. So NotRandyN3man running the Power Up Punch and Psychic, which is gonna be the better moveset than the Ice Punch and Power Up Punch, I think was the other one.
Dynamic Punch, I believe.
Oh, he had
actually.
Dynamic Punch. My mistake. Yeah, no, good call. You're right.
Now choosing not to bait. NotRandyN3man going straight into that Psychic.
Ooh,
and it gets shielded. Great
good
shield.
Call from HawkAussie.
But wow, we can see those counters are doing way more damage on the HawkAussie side.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, he didn't shield a. Sorry, he didn't shield that Ice Beam. So that's
right.
the big difference.
And not shielding this one either. So keeping both the shields, going for another Psychic.
Now it's going to be a gutsy call not to shield this, right?
Yeah, definitely. And HawkAussie has to know that the Psychic's coming as well.
Yeah.
Oh, defense falls. I think that defense falling was enough to keep Randy conscious there, and now Randy has switch advantage. We're seeing the stun fist, right?
Yeah. No, you got to go Drift Bloom here, right?
Going with the Drift Bloom.
Yeah.
Okay, why was that, Trotter?
Because that stun fist is he's going to be able to shield up, and just those water floors will just rip through. He's already got a little bit of extra energy, so he's guaranteed to get to the Hydro Cannon before that stun fist can get to the Earthquake. So he's going to have to take a little bit of extra time to get that bait, and I'm pretty confident that if the Empoleon shielded, it would actually get to the second Hydro Cannon before, even if they got a bait off, before the Earthquake came out.
That is an excellent analysis, and I'm glad I threw that question to you. Right, so Randy electing to shield the Hydro Cannon, so now he is down to no shields. Has a lot of residual energy. Are we going to see the shield from HawkAussie?
No. Oh, wow, he does!
Second.
Wow, I think
so we can...
HawkAussie farming down here now, and really may have identified that he had something weak to Empoleon in the back, and here comes the Hydro Cannon. It is going to do a lot of damage. Won't KO, but it's going to put it in a very handy position to finish off this match.
So did HawkAussie have enough energy to get to the next Hydro Cannon? It's going to be close. Ooh. It's going to be real close. Oh, the farm down!
And the Earthquake coming out here.
The Earthquake's coming! Is this going to do it?
This is going to do it. This is enough.
No?
Oh, no, it's not! What?
Are we going to get to a Bone Club?
Are we
going to get to a Bone Club?
He gets the Bone Club. Oh, wow. Wow, HawkAussie. Now, I think HawkAussie actually had a little bit of lag on that switch as well. To me, it looked like he was trying to switch, and he just switched a bit late in the middle of the extra fast move, and it wouldn't switch because he was dying. So, could have been lag, but... sorry, not Randy. Yeah, no, HawkAussie. Getting confused.
HawkAussie was the winner.
Really... Yeah, HawkAussie was the winner. But that attempted switch probably actually saved him. Because if he had switched in and died, and then came back out, he had 1 health, he got farmed down anyway instantly, right? Would have been better off staying in, at least going for that Hydro Cannon. Because he had the energy, whether he died as he got the energy, or he got the energy then died. I mean, it's hard to know because the switch screen was up, but it was very close. But yeah, oof, wow, really close matches there. So I'm very glad to see HawkAussie benching those Pokemon with the not ideal movesets in that match. That's going to make a big difference.
What should both of our competitors' leads be in this final one?
NotRandyN3man, I'm going to say it, leads that Shadow Mawile.
Yeah.
HawkAussie needs a prayer and lead with the Medicham and hope he doesn't get the Drift Bloom or the Alolan. I think that's what they should be. That's what I would be looking at if I was both of the opponents. I'd be like, no, that Shadow Mawile is going to catch. It's going to change things up a little bit on NotRandyN3man's side. And then HawkAussie should be thinking, what do I need to do? Okay, worst case scenario, I get the Drift Bloom or the Alolan, and then how am I going to play that out to get things solid? If it's the Drift Bloom, he can just throw Ice Punches and Shield to his heart's content. If it's the Alolan, then you got to be a bit more creative, right?
Yeah, good call. All right, battle number 5. You pumped? You ready?
Loosen up, limbering up. Yeah, it's just good. It's gotten warm in here, is it just me?
Is Randy gonna continue his run, or is he gonna fall after just one battle at the hands of HawkAussie? Here we go, battle number 5, and we have the Marowak versus the Medicham. Fantastic stuff from HawkAussie. So insta switch from Randy brings out the Drift Blim. I don't mind that as a safe switch option, but now HawkAussie coming out with an excellent counter switch. Oh, I just realized that Raichu is not running Volt Switch.
Oh, isn't it?
No. That is, what's that? Charge Beam, I think, is its other move? Oh, no, Spark. It's just Spark, I think.
Spark.
Yeah. So going for the Psychic, which may KO from here, I believe. That Psychic does hit hard from the Alolan Raichu. We will not find out because we get the shield from Randy Newman. Randy going to go for the Icy Wind? I believe he should, and he does, because that Raichu's health is very low. Randy just very lightly charging it, wants to get up a little bit of energy. Very smart. Can he get it down? He does.
So very good use of energy management there from NotRandyN3man. Recognizing that Spark is just not going to charge anywhere near the rate of that Volt Switch wheel. So really gave him the advantage there. Volt Switch itself would have absolutely chunked into this Drift Bloom cell.
No shield.
No shield. Wow. No shield, but going for the farm down. Already out of Hydro Cannon. I assume the Medicham's coming back out here. Counter down. Hit that Hydro Cannon quick before you get there. Oh,
yeah, gets
it.
All right, we
get a
no shield from Randy, which I think is fair enough.
Yeah, it's true.
Hydro Cannon's going to do about half HP. We get the switch out. Interesting.
And straight into this Trappy Fish, and it has the Rock Slide. That's gonna. By the time he gets to the second Rock Slide, I'm pretty sure that'll be enough to KO, because one will get shielded, and the next one will probably kill. With these little mud shots coming in, I can't see HawkAussie pulling this one off. He doesn't have the time to get a sack swap. Look, that time is barely at halfway. But, I mean, if a Shadow Ball lands and KOs...
It'll take out what? Well, I mean, we're getting the shield anyway, but what would that take out? Like, about 3/4 of that remaining health? Or?
Yeah, most of that remaining health. And I think it probably would have been able to farm it down just with the Fire Spins from there. But he does shield it up. And in comes this Rock Slide, which is going to... Oh, it's close. It's a lot closer than I thought.
Going for the Shadow Ball. And doesn't...
Gets it.
Oh, he gets it.
He gets it. Bone Club probably would have been enough from this range, though.
I don't think so. I don't think that Bone Club would have done enough.
How much health is that? Is it Waterfall or... Oh, no, it's Medicham. Okay.
Oh, wow. That Marowak was low enough to counter down.
Parrot Punch to take out the Impolan in the end. Wow, I didn't think that Medicham had quite that much health left, so very, very good news. And NotRandyN3man remains our carry over champ. Does enough. Coming back from a lost lead, right? That's a really big play.
Yeah, absolutely. Just used excellent use of the switch advantage there. Just managed to get those, started with the lost lead, managed to sack a Pokemon essentially, and get the matchups back on his terms, and that enabled him to just take out all the Pokemon he needed with not much threat, I guess.
Yeah, I think it would have been a totally different match though if HawkAussie had had that Volt Switch on that Raichu. That would have been enough to just take out that Drift Bloom, and would have seen a really different matchup there. But I mean, NotRandyN3man identified that there wasn't a Volt Switch, it was Spark. So I was, pretty happy to play out those matchups and using those Pokemon. But yeah, I think HawkAussie had his time over again and had a bit more dust. You would have seen some different moves on all those Pokemon, and it may not have changed the outcomes. But yeah, could have been a little bit closer. But man, great matches, some really nice switches to catch that energy in that match 2, I think, or 3, I think it was.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, 2. But NotRandyN3man just coming through clutch with some excellent just time management skills, balancing his energy with that switch clock with his shields. Especially in that third game, I think that's where you really saw his team comp come into it, just being a little bit stronger than HawkAussie.
And everything was kind of helping Drift Blim become just a massive counter to HawkAussie's team. Like the fact that Cresselia didn't have a second charge move, the fact that Stunfisk didn't have the Rock Slide, the Raichu didn't have Volt Switch, it was all adding up, and that meant that Drifblim was just able to just be an answer for everything as well.
Yeah, he can just sit in that little pocket being comfortable, really knowing that if he's got even a slight energy lead, even that Raichu or the Marowak, not going to be able to do enough to pressure out a win.
Yeah, exactly.
So almost like a lately identified safe switch in a way.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That I was thinking that again in the late game, I guess that Drifblim would make a great safe switch as well, and we did see that. We saw a lot of switching in of the Drifblim kind of early in the game.
Yeah, well, every time he didn't get that lead, he switched to that Drifblim.
Yeah,
solid play there. But I mean, HawkAussie pushing close, like 3-2, and like coming close in those losses. They weren't like blowouts where there was like 2 shields on the other side. Like really, really pushing well in that Sinister Cup battle. So that was dynamite.
Sorry, if you watching right there want to take part in this, if you want to take on the if you're thinking, HawkAussie, he don't know what he's talking about, I can do better than that. Firstly, don't be so mean. Secondly, just join the Arena Australis Discord server. The link will be in the description of the video. Go to join a lobby and click on the react for the ring. We will put a call out next time we are ready for a new challenger and tell you what the meta will be, and then you can take on the champion in a best of 5 format, hopefully become the new champ and take on some challenges yourself. Sounds fun.
It's great. Alright guys, take care. Thanks for coming, Dr. Trotter. It's Fish on a Heater, and we'll see you next time we battle in the ring.